Hi, in the previous class we have seen the descriptive statistics. So today we'll be discussing inferential statistics from the module 4. Inferential statistics is generally used when the user needs to make a conclusion about the whole population at hand. And this is done using the various types of tests available. It is a technique which is used to understand trends and draw the required conclusions about a large population by taking and analyzing a sample from it. Descriptive statistics, on the other hand, is only about the smaller sized data set at hand, generally what we have. It usually does not involve large populations. Using variables and the relationships between them from the sample, we will be able to make generalizations and predict other relationships within the whole population, regardless of how large it is. It can be said that inferential statistics used to make generalizations from a sample to a population. There are two sources of error that may result in samples being different from the population from which it is drawn. That includes sampling error and sampling bias. Inferential statistics based on taking a random sample from a larger population and attempting to draw conclusions about the large population from the data and the probability that the relations between measured variables are consistent. So empirical testing generally involves inferential statistics. This means that an inference will be drawn about some population based on observations of a sample representing that population. Statistical analysis can be divided into various groups like univariate statistical analysis tests where generally hypothesis involving only one variable, bivariate statistical analysis where hypothesis involving two variables, multivariate statistical analysis test hypothesis and models involving multiple, that means three or more variables or set of variables. So here we will be concentrating more on hypothesis testing. So hypothesis testing, when it comes to the hypothesis testing, generally hypotheses are tested by comparing the researcher's educated guess with the empirical reality. What is this statistical hypothesis? A statistical hypothesis is an assumption about a population parameter. This assumption may be true or may not be true. So hypothesis testing refers to the formal procedures used by the statisticians to accept or reject statistical hypothesis. So let us understand what is the statistical hypothesis. The best way to determine whether a statistical hypothesis is true would be to examine the entire population, since that is often impractical. Researchers typically examine a random sample from the population. If sample data are not consistent with the statistical hypothesis, the hypothesis is rejected. So there are two types of statistical hypothesis. One is null hypothesis and another one is a alternative hypothesis. The null hypothesis is denoted by H0. is usually the hypothesis that simple observations result purely from the chance. The alternative hypothesis, denoted by H1 or H to the subset of A, is the hypothesis that sample observations are influenced by some non-random cause. Let us take an example. Suppose we wanted to determine whether a coin was fair and balanced. A null hypothesis might be that half the flips would result in heads and half in tails. So the alternative hypothesis might be that the number of heads and tails would be very different. So how do we represent symbolically? So H naught will be, so P is equals to say 50% as I told, 0.5 alternative hypothesis, whereas P not equals to 0.5. Suppose we flipped the coin 50 times, resulting in 40 heads and tails. So given this result, we would be inclined to reject the null hypothesis. We would include, say, though we include how many times, so sometimes we may conclude based on the evidence that the coin was probably not fair and balanced. So what is the basic question that we need to think at this point of time is, can we accept the null hypothesis? It's a critical thinking question in the hypothesis testing. Most of the researchers, they'll be in a dilemma that whether can we accept or can we reject the null hypothesis. Let us understand. Some researchers say that hypothesis test can have one of two outcomes. You accept the null hypothesis or you reject the null hypothesis. Many statisticians, however, take the issue with the notion of accepting the null hypothesis. Instead, they say you reject the null hypothesis or you fail to reject the null hypothesis. There is a lot of difference. Accepting the null hypothesis, you reject the null hypothesis, or you fail to reject the null hypothesis, right? Why the distinction between acceptance and failure to reject? Acceptance implies that the null hypothesis is true. Failure to reject implies that the data are not sufficiently persuasive for us to prefer the alternative hypothesis over the null hypothesis. My dear students, so these simple things you have to keep in your mind while conducting the hypothesis test. Okay. So how to conduct this hypothesis test? Is there any scientific approach or a procedure to conduct this hypothesis test? To be frank, all hypothesis tests are conducted the same way, whether it may be any field. The researcher states a hypothesis to be tested, formulates an analysis plan, analyzes the sample data according to the plan, and accepts or rejects the null hypothesis based on results of the analysis. So, a simple approach I'll tell the students to follow for taking up your say mini projects or semester end projects, master thesis. It will be helpful. So what is that procedure? I am not saying that this procedure you have to follow, but generally almost all the researchers, their approach will be like this, whether it may be any kind of field or any kind of issue. you have to, as a researcher, the first thing we have to state the hypothesis. Every hypothesis test requires the analyst to state a null hypothesis and an alternative hypothesis. The hypotheses are stated in such a way that they are mutually exclusive. That is, if one is true, the other must be false, and vice versa. In the second step, analysis plan. Describe how you are going to use your sample data to accept or reject the null hypothesis. My dear students, you have to keep in your mind certain elements when you are formulating an analysis plan. What is that element? Significance level. Researcher, being a researcher, you choose significance level equal to 0.01, 0.05 or 0.10. But any value between 0 and 1 can be used. So what kind of test method? The test method involves a test statistic and a sampling distribution computed from sample data. The test statistic might be a mean score, proportion, difference between means, difference between proportions, z-score, t-statistics, chi-square, etc. Given a test statistics and its sampling distribution, a researcher can assess probabilities associated with the test statistic. So if the test statistic probability is less than the significance level, the null hypothesis is rejected. So in the third step, my dear students, you have to analyze the sample data. Using the sample data, perform computations called for in the analysis plan. So test statistics. How do you do the test statistics? When the null hypothesis involves a mean or proportion, use either of the following equations to compute the test statistics. So what is that equation? Test statistics is equals to statistic minus parameter divided by standard deviation of statistic. Alternative, test statistics is equals to statistic minus parameter divided by standard error of statistic, where parameter is the value appearing in the null hypothesis and statistic is the point estimate of parameter. As part of the analysis, you may need to compute the standard deviation or standard error of the statistic. Previously, we presented certain like how we can calculate the standard deviation. So when the parameter is in the null hypothesis involves categorical data, you may use a chi-square statistic as the test statistic. Another important element you have to keep in your mind is the p-value. The p-value is the probability of observing a sample statistic as extreme as the test statistic, assuming the null hypothesis is true. Dear students, after third element, the last stage is the interpretation of the results. Sample findings are unlikely given the null hypothesis. The researcher rejects the null hypothesis. Typically, this involves comparing the p-value to the significance level and rejecting the null hypothesis when the p-value is less than the significance level. Right? So this is the procedure for hypothesis test. So we'll be discussing further different topics. Right? Thank you.